Hi everyone, welcome back to Drawing Fundamentals. And we previously saw, we defined the word draw, and we saw that it meant pull. So whenever we're drawing, we're actually pulling a pencil or a brush or whatever we're using to make a mark on the paper across the page. We're drawing it across the page, we're pulling it. And we also saw the two different types of holds there, or two different ways of holding your pencil. And yeah, so these videos are just going to be short, so it's easier for people to just quickly jump to a topic that they want, instead of having to try and scrub through the video and find what they want. So in this one, we'll be looking at making strokes and how to make a stroke. The strokes that we'll be looking at is how to make a straight line, how to make an arc, and also how to draw circles. Because there's just the arc and there's the straight line. So drawing the circle is, almost the same as drawing the arc. Now, first of all, the line. Okay. Now, in order to draw a straight line is made up of a bunch of points that are sitting very close together on the paper. Let me move this light, maybe it'll stop reflecting. Yeah, there we go. It's pretty annoying sometimes because using a graphite pencil, it does tend to reflect the light quite a bit. Let me just pause the video and just fix the light. Okay, there we go, that's better. So the line. When you're drawing a line, the best thing to do is to have a starting point and an ending point. For people who like the spiritual side of art, it's always good to have a vision of where you're going, because it'll help you get there. Okay. So what you do is, when you're drawing either a line, or if you're drawing an arc, or even a circle, you have to do this thing that's called ghosting. Now, ghosting, basically what it means is to hold your pencil above the paper without your pencil touching the paper. So that way you don't make the stroke yet. Because what you want to do is get your muscle used to that particular stroke, so that when you do put it down, it is the right line. Because you don't want to, most of the time you won't get it right in the first go. So maybe your third or your fourth stroke is the right one. So you don't want to have to go through all those first few strokes first, and then finally come to the right stroke that you've been looking for, and then have to try and erase the rest of them and keep the right one there, which is basically impossible. So what you want to do is just get those bad strokes out, and then keep the right stroke. So you do that by ghosting. Okay. So you have a starting point, you have an ending point, and you just move your pencil over from the start. So what you do is, you have your pencil over the beginning, you look at the end, and keep your eye on the end, then ghost over. Okay, so hover, look, in other words, look at the ending, keep your eye at the end, and move your pencil. Okay, so hover, look, move. So you do that until you get used to it. Okay, so probably do try three times, and then on your fourth one, then you go ahead and draw the line. Now you might not get it perfect in the first try, but the more you practice, the better you'll get. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that was pretty close. We just missed it just by a little bit. And so when you keep on practicing, and actually the professionals do this quite a bit too, they'll actually warm up before they do a drawing. So they'll have these things that they call warm-up sketches. Okay, so this is just doing parallel lines here. So they'll do their warm-up sketches, just trying to get their muscles used to the drawing again, even though it's only been a day or so since they've drawn something. but it's just something that, you know, that artists do. Like an athlete, before he runs, he'll warm up. Just because he's been running for the past 20 years every single day doesn't mean he doesn't need to warm up. He does. Okay, and so the same thing, you can do a dot up here and one down here, and remember, draw. Don't push, pull. Okay, let's go 1, 2, 3, bang. Okay, and then just keep on doing that all over the page. So once you get used to it, okay, once you get used to it, then you'll be able to draw a straight line. Now when you're drawing, I want you to keep this in mind, okay? So this is your arm, right? Okay, and you're holding your pencil. Now when you're drawing a line or when you're drawing an arc, use either your shoulder or at least your elbow. Never use your wrist, especially if you're drawing a line. So when I'm drawing these lines, I'm actually using my shoulder to draw the line. Okay, so that's all my shoulder. You'll notice my wrist doesn't move. It's all my shoulder. And so that's when you're doing that. When I do large arcs, something like that, so I'll have these 2 points there, and I'll just ghost over it. I'll be using my elbow for that. Okay, so that way I get a smooth, you know, smooth curve. So that's what I'll do, and I'll use my elbow as the center of the arc. Okay, so the center of the arc is actually coming from my elbow there. And so that's how you draw those large arcs. You just use your elbow, and for your straight lines, best to use your shoulder. If you're drawing a small arc, just like that, and you're trying to, then you can either use your fingers or your elbow, or your wrist. And that's for the small arcs, if you're drawing like a small arc like that, okay? But in general, when you're drawing, just use either your shoulder or your elbow. Okay, so now for circles. Now the same thing with circles. When you're drawing circles, just ghost over it. Ghost over it until your muscle gets comfortable with actually doing that circular motion, and then you finally put down a stroke. Okay, and that way it'll look a lot better than, you know, trying to get, you know, okay, wait. Ah, there it is. I got the right circle, and try to erase the rest, because that mark is still going to be on the paper even if you do erase it. So ghosting, as I said, you know, is very important. So you can try that. Do your lines, do your arcs, and do your circles. And remember, use your shoulder and your elbow. Okay, so ghost over the page, then draw. Okay, ghost over the page, then draw. And just keep on trying that. Ghost and draw. Okay? Circles, ghost for your arcs. So I'll have a starting point and an ending point, and I'm using my elbow, and I'm keeping the bottom of my palm on the page like that. Okay, and I'm using my elbow. So that's the arc, and the line is the 2 points, using my shoulder there, ghosting, and then I put my line down. Okay, so this is important when you're doing freehand sketches of perspective drawings and circles and stuff like that. Okay, so that's making strokes. See you in the next video.